Hey guys, thanks for joining me. So the next video in the Which is Better series is going to be between the pull-up and the row. And the purpose of these videos, guys, other than just having a little bit of fun, is to help you guys decide which exercise is best for you for whatever your situation, whatever your skill level, whatever your strength level, whatever you have access to help you guys decide which one you should put your time and your energy into. Like always, if you have an opinion on this, which one is better, the pull-up or the row, I want you to comment down below now and give a reason why. And then what I want you to do at the end of this video, after listening to all the points that I talk about today, let me know down below, has your opinion changed? Is it still the same, and why? If you have any videos that you would like to see in the future, whether it's calisthenics versus calisthenics exercises like this, or whether it's a calisthenics or a weights version of an exercise that you'd like to see a comparison to, then make sure you comment that down below. And if you like the video, make sure you give that video a thumbs up. So let's jump straight into the comparison. So like all the videos that will be in this series, they're all going to be going through a similar structure of how I'm going to be determining which one is going to be better, and I'm going to be giving you scenarios or situations which may be your situation, your scenario that you're going through right now, which might bring you to the idea of which one is going to be better for you. And I'm going to be going through these step by step with the idea at the end of the video we can see which one ticks more of the box, so we can say objectively overall which one is better with most of the boxes ticked. And obviously at the end of the video as well, I'm going to give you my personal opinion of which one is my favorite as well. So the first one we're going to be looking at in determining which one is going to be better between the pull-up and the row is what the goal is. Okay, the goal can be broken up into numerous things, but some of the key ones we're going to be looking at is something like strength. Both of these exercises have the ability to increase your strength or allow you to get stronger. One of the best ways to increase your strength is by working within the right rep and intensity range. And depending on what your skill and your strength level is, either one of these exercises might be good for you. If you're someone who's relatively new to training, you might find the inverted row quite challenging, and that might be a good idea of building up strength. If you're more advanced or stronger, the inverted row might be too easy for you, so you might need to use the pull-up for the strength. So this one both has the capability of increasing your strength. However, in most cases, the pull-up is probably going to be more based towards strength, and normally the inverted row will be used to help building up to that. The next thing we're going to be looking at, or the overall what is a common goal, is just the ability to build size. Both of these exercises have the ability to build size. Both of them are compound exercises. Both of them are hitting similar muscle groups, and both of them have the ability for you to be able to stimulate growth through either going to fatigue, whether it's doing a certain amount of volume, going to a certain intensity. There's many drivers for building muscle, and both of them are capable of doing that. So you might find the pull-up might be slightly better with the variations you can go. It goes over a longer range of motion, so the time under tension, how long you take those muscles for a longer range of motion might have an impact on the ability to build muscle. So that's one key factor. The other thing is, what is your goal when it comes to, are you focusing on a particular muscle group? Is there a particular muscle group that you find is lagging, or one that you want to focus on? Which one of these exercises is going to hit it in a more efficient manner? So if you're really focusing on trying to build up your lats, I would say the pull-up is going to be better for doing that. If you're someone that really wants to focus on your mid-back, your scapular sort of control, your rhomboids, your trap, it might be a lot easier to hit those muscles doing the horizontal movement or horizontal pulling of the inverted row. However, you can hit your rhomboids in your mid-back with the pull-up, and you can hit your lats, and you do hit your lats when doing the row. So one might be a little bit easier to stimulate a certain area if that is what you're going for, and those are some of the situations there. The other thing we can be looking at is, are you trying to focus on a particular movement? If you're someone that wants to say just get efficient within the pull-up, maybe it's a certain goal you need to go for, maybe you're going for the military, you need to do pull-ups, then obviously the pull-up is going to be a priority that you need to work on, and maybe using the row as a supplementary back work and maybe assistance, that would be quite good. If you're someone that wants to learn to do the muscle up, then obviously doing the pull-up is going to be more beneficial than a row. However, if you're someone that wants to move into do some of the skill work, maybe you want to get into some of the front lever work, or row, or any sort of row variation is going to be very, very beneficial there, especially if you're trying to work on your mid-back. A lot of people who are lagging in the mid-back department, maybe due to poor posture or the way that they live, actually focusing more on the row may be more beneficial. A couple of those are situations where some are going to be better for the other. The next thing we're going to be looking at is how easy is this exercise to learn, and how safe is it? So I would say that the row is going to be an easier exercise to learn. To the pull-up, there are a lot more things that are going on when it comes to the pull-up that make it a harder exercise to learn. Plus, there's not as many ways in which you can make it a little bit more aggressive to the point where it's a safer exercise to learn. Or if you're someone who's relatively new, how to learn how to do the form safely with all the different components going on, what to do with your arms and what to do with your scapula and just the rest of your body in general. The inverted row is going to be something that's a lot easier to learn, and obviously therefore a lot safer, because you're carrying less of your load, and in some cases you can find a variation that is going to allow you to work within your sort of strength and skill levels, so you're less likely to get injured. So I would say from a how easy it is to learn to how safe it is, I would say the inverted row is something like that. So again, train, it's going to be great for beginners. The third one we're going to be looking at is a beginner rating, or how regressive or how easy is it to make it regressive or progressive. So someone who is relatively new to training, which one of these exercises is going to be better for them. So in many cases, the inverted row is going to be a better beginner rating exercise than the pull-up. The main reason being is the pull-up is a hard exercise for a lot of people, and there are going to be many people who are new to training that won't even be able to do a pull-up. There are ways in which you can actually learn to do your pull-up, and I have done a video on how to learn and do your first pull-up. However, if you're just focusing on just a pull-up in general or its base level, it's a very, very hard exercise to actually progress with, and it's a very hard exercise to regress with, and you only really are left with two sort of options. One is going to be using bands and using them in a sort of progressive way of using a thick band initially and moving to thinner bands to help you build up towards having the strength to doing your own one, or doing stuff like negatives. When you look at the inverted row has way more options in which you can make it so you can find the right intensity for a beginner who's relatively new and may have very underdeveloped back muscles or arm muscles. Changing the angle of your body is going to be the key thing that you're going to do with the inverted row, because then you can change the proportion of what you have to pull with your body, and obviously the angles that you can have depending on what equipment you have or how you lean with your body, how close your feet are to the anchor point. You can really make it in numerous ways how you can find the exact sort of position that allows you to work within the right rep range for your chosen goal. So from a beginner's rating and how easy it is to learn, obviously the inverted row is going to be a better version. If you're new to training, it should be an exercise you should be focusing on. You'd be better focusing on the inverted row than be specifically going for, say, a banded or negative pull-ups. Better to focus on the inverted row to build up that initial strength, that initial control of your scapular and back muscles, and really work on that muscle-mind connection than going straight to a pull-up and doing banded pull-ups straight away. So from an intermediate rating, so this is sort of looking at, okay, if you're someone that has a good level of strength, maybe you're someone who has a good level of strength, good level of ability in the gym, maybe you're looking to progress to more further advanced skills, which exercise should you really place your focus on? So from this standpoint, the pull-up is going to be something you're going to really want to focus on. The pull-up is going to be sort of your bread and butter to a lot of your back training, but it leads to a lot of other exercises you're going to want to do. However, there's skills and other advanced progressive calisthenics exercises you can do within the pull-up itself. The inverted row, although there are ways in which you can make it more progressive and you can make it harder, and you can even move into ones where you're doing inverted rows where your feet aren't on the floor at all, so you're lifting the whole entirety of your body weight. The thing is with the pull-up is there's ways in which you can go even further than that. So I would say from a progressional standpoint or an intermediate level, focusing on the pull-up is going to give you more gains in the long run. The main thing between the two is obviously not only are you lifting more of your body weight, the thing is you're lifting your body weight or you're using your muscles over a longer range of motion, which allows you to have time under tension for longer, but you're putting your muscles under more tension for a longer period of time, which is going to give you more gains in the long run. So those are some of the key things you can have a difference between now. So the last sort of thing we were going to be looking at is sort of equipment, and both of these exercises are pretty linked to equipment. However, I would say in a position when it comes to equipment, you are more likely to be able to use or get away with little or very little equipment when it comes to the pull-up. The pull-up, even though you may need a pull-up bar or something like that, you can actually just use trees if you have the forest, anywhere like that. You can jump up on bars if there's parks in different areas, and you can basically just jump up and do a pull-up anywhere. With an inverted row, it can be a little bit harder because you have to have the bar at a right or specific height for you to be able to actually even do the inverted row. But if you're someone that's looking to need to do it in a progressive manner, you either need to have multiple different heights of bars or different things you can go from, or you need somewhere where you can attach a set of gymnastic rings. So even though you can use gymnastic rings for pull-ups, you still need an overall anchor point, and for some places it has to be the right anchor point to safely, effectively use those gymnastic rings to be able to give you the different heights that you may need for doing inverted rows. So if you wanted an exercise where it's like, I just want minimal, or I don't want to spend any money of equipment and I want to be able to just do the form without having to worry about all these different things, the pull-up is going to be better in that instant because you don't technically need any equipment. You can just find bars or trees anywhere where you can do it, where that sort of situation is harder with the inverted row. You might be able to use chairs and things like that at home, but again, it's very, very difficult to have the different varying heights of position and be able to make them progressive when you're just say using a set of chairs. So my final opinion on this is objectively looking at all of the different things. I would say actually this is a lot harder one to decide than the one before. They're actually quite evenly balanced when it comes to one being more beginner focused, one being more intermediate focused, one maybe being more safely easier to learn. However, both of them have the capability of building size, getting stronger. Some have more carryover to other exercises that you may want to use. So it's a very, very tough one in this opinion. So I would say both are great exercises. If you are able to do both, then I would do both. growth. But if you're looking to maximize your gains and the amount of muscle and the strength that you can do, and you're able to do it, I still think you're able to get more gains and, you know, get strong, get bigger by using the pull-up, just because it is I would say, a superior exercise to the row. When it comes to what my final opinion is, even though I'm a big fan of the inverted row and I think it's a great exercise, and sometimes I just get better mid-back contraction than I do, say, doing the pull-up, and it feels really good to do. The pull-up is one of my favorite exercises. If I had to compare the pull-up to any exercise, there's gonna be very, very few, if any, that would be able to beat the pull-up. So in my opinion, the pull-up is one of the best exercises, one of those exercises, it just feels the most natural movement you could possibly do. It's a hard exercise to do. I like the way in which it changes and adapts your body. I like the physical rawness of using your grip and having the ability to just pull yourself up and everything. I just like that animalistic, natural sort of power that it develops, and I like the sort of strength and the body sort of that it delivers. So in my opinion, the pull-up is one of the best exercises. It's a close tie with the row, because the row is a great exercise and it has so many benefits, and actually the row is probably one of the best ways to build up to the pull-up, but the pull-up in my opinion is the best one. But I want to hear your opinion. What is your view down below? Has it changed? Is it the same? Why is it your favorite exercise or the best exercise in your opinion? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like. If you want to see any other videos like this and you have suggestions of what you want to see, then comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.